Hey, what's up, YouTube? It's your favorite person, Abaya Israel, former police officer, former sheriff deputy. All right, so in today's video, we have a black male walking to the store, walking while black. You're going to see the police pull up, and this is actually going to be a black police officer as well. He's going to pull up and stop and detain this individual. Why? Just simply because he wants to. He has no probable cause. He has no reasonable articulable suspicion. He's going to step all over his rights. God forbid you're ever in this situation. If you are, I'm going to give you a few tips and pointers on what to do. Remember, in order to win, you can't lose. So you have to know your basic rights. You have to know what you can and can't do. You got to know what the police officers can and can't do. All right. So not going to waste too much time on this. Let's jump right in. Okay. So let's get into it. Let's check this video out. Let's get a reaction from the perspective of a former police officer. Let's see if these officers are still doing the job the way they're supposed to.
In the road, they could goddamn. I got my, what the fuck is that, bro? What the fuck? What the fuck?
All right, here we go.
What up, man? We live right now. What up?
Y'all got any drugs, any weapons on you?
What they eating? Bet me down for you, bro. Oh, wait. Hold on, wait. Hold up. No, I just got to the store. What are you talking about? You need to pay somebody down. What are you talking about?
So the officer just jumps out of the car and says, "Hey, you got drugs or weapons on you? I need to pat you down." He actually extended his hand to try and pat him down. Where is your probable cause? Or better yet, where is your reasonable suspicion? There's no reasonable suspicion. You can't just jump out the car and ask somebody, hey, well, actually you can ask. So let's be honest. An officer can ask all day, do you have drugs or do you have weapons? Yeah, you can ask. But you can't just detain me now, pat me down just because you want to ask me a question. In all reality, this young man could have kept going. He did smart. He was smart by stopping because, you don't want to. You want to comply, but keep recording because you're only complying because you're what? You've been forced to by an officer. So, but in reality, you can't jump out and just pat someone down. There's no reasonable suspicion. We're familiar. Terry v. Ohio. Terry v. Ohio says, yes, if you have suspicion that someone is committing a crime or about to commit a crime or has committed a crime, then yeah, you can detain them. No, you have not probable cause, but you have reasonable suspicion. You could pat them for weapons. Why? Right here is none of that. He's just simply walking to the store. Know your rights, people. Know your rights. He did well by saying, no, you can't search me.
You have everything illegal on you.
Everything. No, I ain't got nothing. No, I'm going to the store. What are you talking about?
Let me check real quick. Make sure.
What you need to check me for? Do you have probable cause? Do you have a warrant?
Make sure you got a weapon.
Why you need to check me?
Great. Do you have a warrant? Do you have a warrant? Now, police need a warrant to conduct the search. There are certain circumstances outside of a warrant that you can conduct the search, which he 9.5 times out of 10, 9.9 times out of 10, he does not have it right now. So he needs a warrant. Those circumstances outside of a warrant, he has not met. So there are about 7 circumstances outside of a warrant that a police can search you. I have that in my free ebook. Make sure you guys download that, check it out. The information is free. Y'all check it out. Don't let police step all over your rights. Kudos to this young man. Let's keep going.
What he got to do with me? I'm walking to the store. We live right. What is he talking about? What are you, bro? We your chief of police. What are you talking about?
Wow.
No, you get him out here. No, get him out here. No, get him out here right now. What are you talking about? I ain't even been in the store damn 10 seconds. What are you talking about? My ID. Yeah, go check see if I got some warrants. You talking about see if I got anything? I mean, I couldn't hear. What are you talking about? There you go right there. Yes, the first one and it's renewed and all that stuff. What did you?
Now, another thing is this. He does not have to show ID. There is no reasonable suspicion. Now, if you're in this position and the officer says, hey, well, show me your ID, your response is going to be, what crime am I suspected of committing? Have I committed a crime? I definitely don't consent to searches. Why do you want my ID? So he doesn't have any reasonable suspicion. And the young man did not have to give his ID, but maybe he didn't know it at the time, but he don't have to give ID. If you're ever in this position, ask first. Are you stating that I committed a crime? What crime am I suspected of committing? Now, at that point, the officer has to say, well, I think you or I suspect you rather of robbing a bank. Someone who fits your description, just came from the same direction you came from, and whatever his case may be. He has to have suspicion that you just committed a crime, or you're about to commit a crime, or you have committed a crime. Okay. He has none of that. So the young man did not have to give him his ID. Let's keep going.
Talking about.
Let me see everybody else's ID.
I ain't that guy, man. I just beat 4 court cases and I'm going to court right now. You talking about just running up on me? I ain't been here 10 seconds.
He's asking for everyone's ID. Wow.
And it's a block party going on down the street. Y'all watch my live long enough to know what's going on.
Now, remember, you're detained by the police. Whether you think they're violating your rights or not, remember the 5th Amendment. Invoke your 5th Amendment rights. Keep silent. You do not have to continue to talk. But what he's doing is perfect. Continue to record. So therefore, you're complying. But remember, you're only complying under duress. You're complying under threat of arrest or fear of your life. That's why you're going to comply. But you're not in agreement with. You're not giving consent to anything. No searches. You're just complying for your safety. But keep recording. But you don't keep talking. If they ask you any questions, hey, 5th Amendment right. I don't answer questions.
And that man sitting right there at the store, he's standing at the corner over there about some propane. Why you in there run up on here talking about you need to search him?
Oh, I can see the disgust on his face. It's crazy. I will be angry as hell.
I ain't even been at the store 10 seconds. He barely pumped brakes. He hop out the car. He talking about, yo, paper, can I search you? What you need to search me for? Only thing I do is cut hair. I can't just go get a bag of chips. What are you talking about?
And if you notice, when he got out of the car, when the officer got out the car, he called this young man by his name. So he knows him. So this is a classic case. He's really picky. Now, this is harassment. This particular officer knows this young man. He called him by name when he got out of the car.
I ain't been here 10 seconds, man. He talking about cool out. Nah, I can't cool out, man. No, he talking about call the chief police. No, you get the chief police out here. I ain't been here 10 seconds. He don't know if I'm washing clothes. He don't know if I'm coming from the block. He don't know where I'm coming from. He talking about he just want to search me. Nah, man. Nah, I ain't the one. Nah, I'm not that guy, man. No, I'm not that guy. I walk out here with a bag every day. Any other time you ain't trying to say no.
Right. Do not consent to searches.
Nah, that's fine, bro. If he came by 2, then he came by 2. He trying to ruin my ID like I get in trouble or anything. Nah, that's my problem. I make an honest living, man.
This is a clear abuse of police powers. Make you embarrassed to say you ever wore a badge. This sucks.
I got anything illegal. I mean, it's because I'm black. Do you run up on white people like that? Hell no. Come on, man. No. It's a whole block party going on that street. He see a gang of black people walking to the store. I'm just going to get a bag of potato chips and maybe a beer. I'm 26. I'm old enough to buy it. You got my ID in your hand. What is he talking about?
Which he shouldn't have in his hand, but understandably, this young man didn't know his rights. No, he didn't have to give him the ID. Make sure you learn your rights. Make sure you learn your rights. If they take your ID, make them take it under threat of arrest. Therefore, when you go to court, you file your complaints, you get your attorney, you have all that much more to show how he violated your rights and threatened you in the process.
Did y'all find out who did the shooting the other weekend? Hell no. Come on, man.
This is horrible policing. This is horrible.
Yeah, run my name. It's young man. I know I'm good, man. I'm fighting court cases right now. That just pissed me off.
Instead of harassing the community, you should be getting out, getting to know the community.
He calling back up and all that. Nah, man.
Wow. You're going to see more officers showing up. This is an unreasonable seizure. An unreasonable seizure.
Man, look at it, man. ID. Yeah, I got ID. I cut hair.
I'm gonna give you a quick example, and I'm gonna get back to the video. A quick example of an unreasonable seizure is more than just not being beat up or shot by the cops. Yeah, that's good. That's also considered, unreasonable seizure. If you're getting beat up by the cops, like, don't just stop and snatch me out the car for no reason. You have no reasonable suspicion to pull me over. But remember this, Rodriguez versus the United States. Mr. Rodriguez was stopped on a traffic stop. He was swerving within his lane. He hit the lane, so he got stopped. Why? Because he failed to maintain lane. Well, the officer comes up to his car, decides to give Mr. Rodriguez a warning. So the officer leaves and goes back to his car, then grabs the dog. And then he walks the dog around Mr. Rodriguez's car. Well, guess what? He finds drugs. Mr. Rodriguez goes to jail. Well, long story short, it's tossed out. Why? Because after the citation or a warning is written, the business of the stop has been completed. You cannot extend the stop. This is Rodriguez versus the United States. The Supreme Court ruled on this. Once the business of the stop is completed, you cannot extend the stop. Okay. An officer can only keep you stopped for the amount of time it takes him or her to write a citation or a warning for the reason they stopped you. Anything out of that, they need probable cause to extend it. So know this, unreasonable seizures, because when you're stopped, one more time, you are seized. An unreasonable seizure is even if you're made to stay there longer than the required time or the necessary time for the officer to do their jobs. This is an unreasonable seizure because he has no reasonable suspicion to stop him in the first place. So now it's an unreasonable seizure because he stopped him without suspicion and he's keeping him there without suspicion or without probable cause. Don't let this be you. Learn your rights.
When he rolling up on me, he should be asking me for a haircut. He asked me, can he pat me down? What is he talking about? He should be asking me for a haircut. What is he talking about? You know me, man. Come on, man. You know me. My card in your hand. My last name ring bells around here. Don't play me, man. Do that for somebody else, man.
Wow, you can see the anger in this young man's face. I don't blame him, but always keep a good attitude. Keep calm. Don't give the police officer a reason to try and.
Nah, bro, we ain't being the store TNC. He talking about some pat somebody now. Nah, ain't nothing else.
Yeah, don't give them a reason to try and lock you up for disorderly conduct. Trust me. They will try and make you angry, then try and use it against you.
Limitations and all this stuff. You ain't got nothing for nobody to do around here, but you see y'all rolling up on. Man, come on, man. I ain't feeling that, man. I'm fighting court cases now. I can't even get a decent job because of what y'all put me in, man. Y'all being railroad me. Nah, we ain't, nah. I'm old enough to know what's going on.
Ridiculous.
He running everybody in there. He talking about clean. Can we go to the store in peace? Thank you.
I hope this young man at least filed some type of complaint. Push this as far as he can push it.
No, we all the way live. I mean, I was gonna delete this footage too. I ain't even deleting this, man. I need this for my mixtape. I ain't deleting none of this, man.
Yes, sir. Keep the footage. Definitely keep the footage. Wow.
I go downtown. I tell the police that somebody bothering me. I talk to the chief police. Chief police looked at me and McDonald say he can't do nothing about that. He can't prove that. But you can steady roll up on me like that, man. Come on, man. Call your chief out here. He stay right down the street, right there in Woodbury. Aaron Williams. He stay right there.
Wow. This is not how we police, or how I police when I was on the department. You want to gain the respect of the community, not harass them.
I don't know the law. I ain't the one. I ain't the one, man.
Wow.
You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm talking about, and they pulling up. You hear me? They pulling up, man. For what? For what? For what?
Wow. Now, man, if you ever come across this video, make sure you get the free ebook. Make sure you know all of your rights so this don't happen again.
They pull up hopping out talking about they cannot search you. No, you can run my name. Nah, what you talking about? We ain't even been here 10 seconds. He talking about cause he got a gun, I gotta search. No, you not. No, what are you talking about? I cut him. What is he talking about? What that got to do with me? I'm going to the store get a bag of chips. I say that, bro. As soon as I step foot on the store ground, they put and hop out.
Wow. So he's simply walking to the store to get a bag of chips and maybe a beer, as he stated. And now he's surrounded by police for simply walking to the store. There was no crime. There was no disturbance. There was nothing. The police officer actually called him by name, so he knows this individual. And so he saw him and he decided to harass him. He jumps out and tries to initially search him until the young man said, "No, you cannot search me."
Search it out. You gonna search it out too? He ain't got to call him. You got to call the family. I don't even know if I'm able to move now. He just ran my name and said clean. Oh, thank you. What's up, man?
Wow.
Nah, I ain't deleting this footage, man. Nah, they just pissed me off, cuz. What's up?
Wow. If a situation like this happens, you do not want to be caught having to deal with the police, not knowing your rights, getting your rights violated. Again, this young man, he did not have to give him his license. You know, I don't have to give you my ID. What crime am I suspected of committing? If you don't know that there's a crime that's happened that you suspect me of committing, why are you asking for my ID? I don't know if you heard it or not, but he stated, the police officer, well, the other guy had a gun. That has nothing to do with me. This is not how I police. This is not how any of the officers that I work with police. This is horrible police work. Listen, below in the comment section, make sure you get the ebook, get the tips on how to deal with the police. Know your rights, know your basic rights. Most people don't get in trouble with law enforcement or have their rights violated because they don't have a deep understanding of the law. They have their rights violated because they don't have a basic understanding of the law. Don't let this be you. Also put in the comment section below. If you want to see me react to some other videos, traffic stops and things of that nature, let me know. Tell me below. Until next time, we the people university.com. Pay us a visit. We're out.